Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another one of my videos where I use exposure response prevention and thought records to help treat my choking phobia. So choking phobia, basically, if you're new to the channel, is a phobia of choking on food. I've seen it on the internet. It's an odd name, choking phobia, but it is a disorder. It's like an anxiety disorder. So my psychologist and the people I've dealt with who've spoken to me, the doctor, just said the best way to deal with it is using exposure response intervention therapy and thought records. So what exposure response prevention therapy and thought records are is basically facing your fear and recording your anxiety level before you do the action you're going to fear, then doing the action you're going to fear and staying with it and not getting, how you could say, doing any sort of behavior that would make you feel comfortable. You're supposed to feel comfortable, but not comfortable that you would do things that would ward off or allay your anxiety. So for me, I would eat the food, but I would, for example, drink excessive water and, swallow with the water and things like that in that nature. Um, and then you also write down your thoughts, and then I analyze my thoughts later. I put them on trial. I have odd thoughts that I would bring up from time to time about I'm going to choke on this, I'm going to choke on my pencil or paper falling, different thoughts that I have. And so that's basically what I'm going to be doing. And I know when I'm eating, I don't really talk. So I have some YouTube on, I think it's Battle 360, about the World War II naval battles between Japan and America. So I'm just doing a little note keeping here. Right, so I write my anxiety before and then my anxiety afterwards. So my anxiety specifically for choking, not necessarily for, being judged for my social anxiety or whatever, or anxiety for whatever, but for specifically choking on food. So on a scale of 1 to 100, I fear choking on food. My anxiety is a 10. I'm gonna go with 10. Let's go with 10. It doesn't feel accurate, but I think it's as accurate I can be. So now I'll eat, stay with the anxiety. Oh my god. Guys, it tastes amazing. I never had this before. It's aloo keema. Sorry, keema paratha. Very good. I wish I had a faster way of doing this. I don't. It's incredibly delicious. Oh my goodness, what time is it? I have a busy day today. It's 1 o'clock. I honestly want to eat more. I have work at 3. I need to, I have work at 3. I need to get ready at, let's see, it takes half an hour to get there, half an hour to get ready. I need to get ready at 2. It's 1 now, so I really don't have time to just sit around munching. I'm gonna try to eat most of this on my plate here. Holy crap, that was so delicious. You know, holy crap, that tasted so good. Let me get another one. I'm gonna continue my exposure. 1 second, guys. Okay. Real quick, this food is amazing. Usually I eat food that's, you know, thank God, average to above average. This is like a next level. I mean, I don't eat food from like, you know, poor people or, you know, like I live in a developed country, obviously, if you know my videos. So I'm fortunate enough to live where, for example, unsanitary food or low quality food or, you know, food like that isn't really the norm. And so I had some really, really good food right now. I mean, it was so good. I was so hungry yesterday, right? I didn't have time. Like, I don't really eat in the night times. I eat because I eat more in the, I don't know, in the daytimes. In the night times, I spent doing other things. And so, oh my goodness. It's so good, it's going in my sinuses. When I woke up earlier today, I had a little bit of food and I thought, oh yeah, I'm so hungry, I'm gonna eat this. This takes the cake. Keema naan. So you have ground beef with Indian spices. And they take a puff pastry and put like a bottom layer of puff pastry, the keema naan, and a top layer of puff pastry. Throw it in the oven. Put some sesame seeds on it. Finger brush with some oil. Holy crap! They make it look like a pizza. It was served with yogurt, but I don't like yogurt. But it tastes so good. I can just imagine for people who do like yogurt, it probably tastes really good. Like, oh my goodness, it was so yummy. So yummy, guys. So yummy. I highly recommend Indian food, obviously. Like, I'm Pakistani. I recommend Indian Pakistani food. It is so good. Especially when you've been craving it. Like, it's been a long, long time since like my mom made keema parathas. The last time she made them was like 15 years ago. And I was really craving one. So I was like, you know what? Let's try one. I had one from a different brown store before, but it wasn't up to par. It was like, it really felt like it was strewn together. It didn't really have, they just took some regular naan bread and just threw some keema on it and just, you know, said, here you go, keema naan. These guys look like they actually have puff pastry with stuff to make egg rolls out of, and, you know, oh, the bread is so good. I want to just keep eating, but I know I have things to do, and I don't want to overeat because I'm not an overeater for the most part. I'm not a big fan of overeating. That's just something I've been taught to not overeat. Oh, so yummy, so yummy. So let's just give me a second till I can enjoy this food, please. Like, please. So good. All right. So let's go to the second part of my video. We're cutting it a bit. Actually, I have still 20 minutes. So 20 minutes, I'm going to explain to you the thoughts, what I was writing down. It's called the thought record. And explain to you, well, that's about it, and try to digest my food. Oh. Excuse me. See, what happens is the food gets, it's very hot, spicy, so it gets in your sinuses and it actually clears your sinuses. It's actually good for you. I'm kidding. Oh, I don't know if it is good for you, but I'm sure you can just go to the store and get something instead of ordering food for your sinuses. That just tells you how spicy it is. Like, yeah, I know white people who probably aren't used to the spices, it is kind of hot, but not for me. For me, it's like not even hot at all. But I know white people have different sensibilities to spices. I'm so dehydrated right now. Okay. So, stand by, guys. I'm gonna go in my car, and I'm gonna talk to you about my thoughts and my thought records, and that'll be the end of the video, basically. And you won't have to deal with me anymore. No, I'll make a video tomorrow, and the day after, hopefully. Except for Saturdays. Saturdays are my cheat day, where I don't really do like response intervention, where I just kind of let my thoughts do whatever. Don't care if I think things like I'm gonna, choke, or even care if I eat for the day, which I do most of the days because of the things because of the therapy I'm doing, but also I tend to just eat while I'm watching TV rather than eating while being on the YouTube. So I just kind of have my own day to veg out, Probably the same day I don't work. I have like I think. Usually I try to have it coincide with that. Just a day where I just veg out, play video games, watch Netflix, eat some food. Just kind of veg out and maybe go out, see some friends. By friends, I mean this one person I talked to who was an old friend of mine from high school, and now he's out there doing his life, I guess, and sometimes I keep him company. It's just anyway, or I don't know what else we do. We don't really do anything. When you get older, you realize just making plans is doing something. Because when you're younger, everyone's always down to make plans, right, and do things. But the problem is we didn't know what to do. Nowadays, we all basically, have things we need to do, and we never really make plans. So we never really hang out. And so when we do hang out, that's like the plan. Oh, we're all gone together, that's the plan. And when someone says, let's go do something, it's like, dude, bro, we made the plan of just hanging out. Like just meeting in the same location. In the same, if you can just agree on, distance and time and width and height. So where exactly we're going to be in spatial reality, that is considered doing something. I just gotta find my keys. I don't know where I found my keys. Let me hear. Guys, I can't get over how good this food is. It's from a restaurant here. It's called Alam Cuisine. Alright, I say it again. It's called Alam Cuisine. So which basically I think translates to like our cuisine in Arabic. It's like I think it's an Arabic, maybe influenced Pakistani Indian restaurant. So definitely recommend their keema paratha. Like, wow, it's so good. أنزل الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم بين أيديهم وخلفهم كل شيء لو يشاء وسع كرسيه. Okay. It's super cold in the car. Yesterday, guys, it was like upwards of 30 degrees, which in Fahrenheit, I want to say upwards of 90 degrees. Then later that day, by the afternoon, it was a huge storm, huge downpours, like huge downpours and torrential rains, some power outages. And then it got cooler. I think it's been getting cooler and cooler from about late afternoon yesterday. Still to about now. We're entering a cooler cycle. So I probably gotta wear, because I work outside, right? I gotta wear probably I have a hoodie, maybe a jacket. Let me see what the temperature is today. Alright. So, thoughts and images during my exposure response prevention. My anxiety level before for choking. Remember, it was for choking, not for other things in your life. Specifically for choking. That's what we're focusing on. It was 10 out of 100. And after, it went down to a 0. Awesome. That's where you want to be. That's what you want to see. Once you see it and document it, you'll become more like interested in the idea of actually doing it. Oh my god, I realized that I have to also go get an oil change, so I need to actually, holy crap, yeah, I gotta go get that soon. Like by soon I mean like now. Okay, so I'll just do this video, probably smoke some weed, get ready, go to an oil change. I have to come in late for work because it's really important to get an oil change. Like it's supposed to be due at 33,000. It's at 35,429. That's 2,429 more kilometers, mind you, but still. I know it's a new car, but you can't just get away with these things. So, first thought I had was Kima Parata, which I think I already said. And the next thought was brown, because I was thinking about the skin color of the delivery driver. Like I knew he was gonna be brown or Arab or something. It's based on his name, and I just thought like okay, he's brown, so he's brown. Next thought is should have tipped. Like I didn't tip him. I usually tip. It's just I really don't anymore. Like if I have money, I'm gonna tip, and if I have money but I could tip, most of the time I used to tip. Nowadays, I try my best not to, because it's really expensive, and I've been tipping nonstop. Like since these online ordering delivery companies have been coming out, I've been tipping 10-15% minimum every order. Nowadays, it's just I haven't been working a lot. I got off disability. My license has been suspended. I mean, it was expired. Now it got suspended. Now it's reinstated. Thank God, so I can work more. But just getting back on my feet and having to deal with no disability, it's really hard. I'm really just trying my best to save my money, and it's really hard to save your money when you got to buy everything basically, and you got to pay for oil changes and car washes and gas and food and cell phone bills and internet bills. You know what I mean? You gotta like, I just farted, sorry guys, I really don't care at this point. But it's like you gotta really learn to budget and mind your money, especially with the consumer proposal I'm doing. I'm learning kind of like tips and tricks to kind of attract wealth. I'll get into that maybe later if I want to, but more so in terms of just working hard, having a good work ethic, so that at the end of the day you'll have something to show for it, and you'll have good character as well. The next thought is I can feel it. Oh yeah, the song by Live, I can feel it, like a rolling thunder. Think about that thought. Next thought or image, is that a response I want to prevent? And I think the response was talking while eating, or no, the response was I think I was seeing myself talk while eat, and then I thought to myself, don't talk while eat. So I wrote down that thought, is that a response I want to prevent? Don't talk while eating. And I came to the conclusion that it's really subjective to who you are as a person. Some people like to talk while they eat, some people don't. I'm not a big talker while I eat, unless the food's really like this time you guys saw I actually talked a little bit. I said, wow, the food's really good. Most of the times though, guys, I'm just like a silent eater. I would just eat, watch TV, like most people, or like who eat alone. Like I don't really eat with people. I can't remember the last time I've actually sitting down, enjoyed a meal with someone else, like ordered a pizza or a Kima Parata and ate it with someone else. That's unfortunately because of just the different schedules of everyone living in my house, and the general I don't want to say the general non-reciprocity. What I mean to say is just the general mood in the house. It's kind of like there's I have a half brother who's really young. He's like 8, and he's always running around. It's causing a distraction. Like when I do my exposure, I need to be relaxed. I think I need a distraction of this and that. So that's why I try to keep them alone, videos myself. Next thought or image, I wish I had a faster way of doing it, but I don't. And then the thought was about university. I always sometimes have this thought when I'm writing, like university, and then like comfort or safety or strength, and like an instant connection with the universe, where I believe that people who went to university have this like connection to other people who went to university. They've had the same experience, so they can connect on a level other people who didn't go to university can't connect. And I'm not a university snob or whatever. I'm not a snob in terms of like I went to university, therefore I'm better than you. What I mean to say is people who went to university have a shared experience. You can't deny that. It's a subjective fact that people who didn't go to university don't have. Just like people who didn't go to university I have a subjective experience with other people who didn't go to university that people who went to university can't have. I just think there's an instant connection in the universe. I don't know if I'm right, but who knows. One thing I want to say before I continue, I did not have the thought I'm going to choke on food today, which is 2 days. 2 days, I have not had the thought I will choke. Specifically, I've weeded it out, brought it to the surface, put it on trial. It's been convicted as being false, and it's not even appearing anymore. Usually, it would be like really loud, and then it would be like, going away, and then it'd come back like and saying you're gonna choke on, like, for example, paper. I've talked about things, or pen, or whatever, or Kleenex. You're gonna mistake Kleenex for cheese. Now the thought is just, it's gone. It's gone, guys. I'm telling you, you can erase negative thoughts by doing this stuff. Next thought. Old Chinese warriors, this is an image actually. Old Chinese warriors used to put lots of food in their mouth. Because I put a lot of food in my mouth and I ate it. I wasn't thinking I was going to choke. Maybe I was. I don't think I was. I was just thinking about an image of back in the day, like in the Middle Ages. I'm assuming, I don't know. There was like the image of a fat Chinese guy eating food at a table, okay? And he put the food in his mouth, but he put a lot more than he should have. And he ate it, and he ate like a man. Yum. You know what I mean? And I guess what I'm trying to say is that image came to me while I did the same thing. And I was thinking, okay, this is kind of like what people do. Maybe it has to do with, I don't know what it has to do with, but that's the image. And then there was the thought, enjoy your food. Enjoy your food. Really munch it. Let it get into your sinuses. Let it get into your gums. Right? Let it really mush around in there and and just eat it and enjoy it. And so that's basically what I was saying there to myself. Like, don't worry, enjoy your food. Basically, like, don't even smoke cigarettes and smoke weed. Just enjoy food and how good it is. I think that's what the thought and the images were taking me to. Next thought is Zach Choi eating too much food and smiling and giving a thumbs up. Okay, so basically this will require a little bit of. I'm gonna simultaneously take my medication while I'm doing this, so I will. You know what? I'm gonna stop the video. I'm not gonna stop the video. I'm gonna have about 2 minutes of dead air. I'm gonna take my medication and be back because it's very important I take my medication. 2 minutes, we're back. Alright, I'm back. Didn't take too long. This time with Zach Choi. He's a guy on YouTube. There's a lot of eating videos of no talking and just eating sounds. I was just thinking about that. How sometimes, I get nervous when he eats too much food. I think he's gonna choke. There's that. Next thought is I need to take my meds. Odd how I'm saying that thought now and I just took my meds. Weird. Then there was a blank because I forgot what the thought was. So this is pretty accurate. I want to say this is I don't know, a couple blanks. Yeah, actually this is not as accurate, maybe 85% accurate. Next thought is be grateful. Next thought is how accurate is this? This is so weird. I'm talking about it and it's what I'm saying. It's what I'm thinking in terms of what I'm pulling up here from my thought record. how accurate is this? Because I was thinking there's a lot of blanks, there's a lot of things I'm forgetting, because I was too busy enjoying the food. Next thought is, seem to remember the Titans when the coach is talking about remembering the Titans. Okay, I have this thought sometimes. It's kind of, I don't know, inspirational. It's just one of those thoughts I have. You know, that scene from the movie Remember the Titans, where Denzel Washington was like, "Remember the Titans. They were the unchallenged gods of their ages. They could change the universe at will. Even the gods feared them. The Titans. Remember." Titans. And obviously, I think you won an Oscar for that or something. This is my interpretation of it. My crackhead interpretation. But that's that. Next thought here is Person X. Oh. This brings me back a long time. I had a friend in high school, a long time ago. I just thought about her name. Obviously, I'm not telling you their name to keep it private, but yeah, Person X. Random. And if she's watching, just remember, she can strum my guitar. Moving on. Don't anger the holy, not meaning God's name. One of the names of God is the holy, and I don't really like that idea. Not the idea of God's name, the holy, but in terms of like, that's not what I was referring to. I was just referring to the holy. I don't know what it means. I don't think I have any explanation of what the holy is. But I just wanted to say don't anger the holy. In terms of, I don't feel like angering the holy. Like, I don't want to anger God. I think it has more to do with, I'm not sure. Maybe I already discussed it. I'm not sure, actually. Next thought is buying cannabis and thinking I smoke average potential cannabis, not low potency. So yesterday I went to the cannabis store and I bought average potency cannabis. Usually I get low potency cannabis. And after I bought it, I thought to myself, I'm proud. I should be proud that I can smoke average potency cannabis, because I think that maybe with my social anxiety, when I would go into the store and the people would be like, "What do you want?" I'd be like, "I want the lowest potency." I'd always get the lowest potency. I probably thought, "Oh, he's not a real smoker. He's not a real marijuana, cannabis enthusiast. He's just a poser." I think it has more to do with my social anxiety. These negative thoughts are coming to the surface now, where like I have no evidence at all that they think this. If they thought that, wouldn't they say it? And if they also thought that, wouldn't they like kind of tell me, "Don't smoke this cannabis. We think you're a poser"? But no, they're gonna take my money. They can think I'm a poser. At the end of the day, they're gonna take my money, right? Not gonna be like, "Oh, we can't take your money because you're a poser, and we only sell this cannabis to kids or something." Like, no, we don't say that. The next thought for image, being proud of that. Yeah. And how, like, is that something I should really be proud of? Like, there's other things I should be proud of. Oh, yeah. Next thought. Let's try the other thing. Which I meant was the samosa. But in my head, I was so just into the food, I said the other thing. Then the thought was, oh, thinking it's not meat. I thought the samosa was meat, but it was potato. So I thought, oh. Next thought is dry. The next thought was mom. I'll get into this later. The idea of my mom. Just thinking about her. Next thought was mom cooking keema paratha for me. As I said in the beginning of the video, I haven't had a keema paratha homemade for my mother in 15 years. Since the divorce and whatnot. And it just brought me back to that image of her making those parathas over the oven, over the stove. She'd be rolling the dough, putting the keema in, frying them on both sides, letting them dry, doing it again. And it sounded like so much work for her, but for us, it was so yummy because we ate it. And all we had to do was eat it. We didn't have to make it. But it's hard work to make. So your next thought is love and affection for mom, right? Next thought is don't eat all the crust. And then I had this internal dialogue with me going like, it's bad for you. Another thought saying, why not? It's the best part. And then another saying, you don't know me, in terms of like, I eat a lot of the crust. I eat a lot of this food that's not very good for you. So the less I eat of it per sitting, per portion, right, is better. Not to just gorge on it like Zach Choi. I really... How could you do that, Zach Choi, and still be slim? I've seen him eat like 6 chicken wings, like big chicken legs, I mean, and maybe like a pizza with some cheese sauce. And I'm like, you're skinny. You're like 120 pounds. He has to be, working out. He makes a video every he makes 2 videos a week eating big meals. So I'm assuming he practices some sort of intermittent fasting or exercises a lot or has some sort of medication that he takes. There's no other way I could think of that he would be able to just keep up his weight. It honestly, it doesn't make sense to me. Let's see here. A woman who has treated for choking phobia in India. Oh yeah, so next image that came to my mind was I stumbled upon a academic article about the relationship between the way people from the Indian subcontinent view mental health and demonic possession, or jinns, in the Islamic world. I mentioned these before, what jinns are and people believe they are. And so I thought of this image while I was eating, and it made me think, there was this woman, she could be me. She could be me. She lived in India. She thinks she's about 16. She's getting to university, or maybe 20. And she developed this problem of where she would eat, but she thought she was going to choke. And for a long time, she believed, because she did not take really, care or mental health, from the doctors, she believed it was a jinn or a demon. And then when she finally did get mental help, she worked with the therapist and the doctors, and they did something called cognitive behavioral therapy and exposure and response prevention, which is basically what I'm doing here. And she was successfully treated over the period of about 2 months, or it was 2 years. I think it was 2 months. Within 2 months, I believe, she had a dramatic decrease in her anxiety. And so I believe that could be me. If it's really like, I don't know if it was inspiring, but as you know, like I've done a lot of research into choking phobia, and the way the muscles in the throat move, the automatic responses of eating, the subconscious swallowing mechanisms, and just horror stories of people choking and things of this nature. So I came across this, and it was very interesting how this thought came to my mind, that this idea of using therapy and not like using what I would call or term pseudoscience to basically deal with your mental illness or manifestations of some sort of cognitive issue that one might want to treat or help or discuss at the very least. Right? Don't blame it on the devil, because your anxiety won't go up. Your anxiety will go up. It won't go down. If you actually blame it on your thoughts and realize your thoughts should be on trial, and don't have to always be true, but you still think them, you end up having your anxiety go down. Whether or not it is a demon or not is a different thing. That's something obviously science would disagree with. That's something you have to believe. I think most people who are possessed kind of have to believe they're possessed, even though I think there is, to a certain extent, a degree of what is called possession. I think it's very rare to be demonically possessed or possessed by a jinn in Islamic culture. I've heard people saying you have to actually believe in a jinn to be a Muslim. I haven't really heard that sort of from what I've learned. So I don't know if it's an article of belief, but it's within all the traditions, this idea of like malevolence, demonic kind of, out to get for God's plan. Next thought, Happier by Bastille. There was a song called Happier by Bastille, and I was just thinking about it. I'm kind of a fan of Bastille. They're from Britain. I'm not the biggest fan of them. They're okay. And, yeah. Anyway, let's try to move on here, because I think this video is going longer than I would like it to. I'm